And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday Afternoon QSO-VLOG Network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net, should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our QSO-VLOG network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, fullest sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the QSO-VLOG network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 1,700 QSO-VLOG Aircheck recordings. Our mission statement for the network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia, trying to get the best signal possible from our 100-watt friends. And as we pray now for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has changed us all and challenged us all, we pray that you will protect everyone, especially those in need of your protection, the elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters, and through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. And to continue, since this is an area of the band where many nets are trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our QSO-VLOG net to keep their band pass to no wider than 100 to 2900. Again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday Afternoon QSO-VLOG network, and now let's check in and see if Charlie K1GZL is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Yes, Jim, beautiful copy. There's a lot of Queen Roger Nancy static on frequency, but very clear direct. Very clear direct, peak about 10 over 9. Right now it's cloudy. There's a couple drops in the air. We had a little light rain early this morning, less than 1/10 of an inch. and it's 58 degrees. I've got a recording here of Captain Mike as he flew from Sacramento, California to Philadelphia there, and I picked him up. Well, at least I recorded it just southeast of Chicago. Then I picked him up on 40 as he was in northern Ohio and near Pittsburgh, and then on the ground. In around the runway on the tarmac in Philadelphia on 40 meters. Do you copy, Jim? K1GZL.
Roger, Roger, Charlie. Roll tape.
Roger, Roger, Charlie. Tape.
Okay, and here he is, I hope.
And, well, I'll see if it's up there at quarter after on 40 there. See how that works out. We're right now 80 miles southeast of Chicago. But it was a real pleasure there, Jim, talking with your mother-in-law, Helen, there, and wish her the best there. Hope you guys have a nice time there. So I'll sign with you guys and look to pick you up there, Charlie, at maybe a quarter after there. Over to you there, Charlie. K1GZL from KX4 Whiskey Charlie, 73 there now. So I don't think I've ever had trouble picking on 20 meters here heading in this direction. So, but yeah, great copy on everybody. Go ahead, Charlie. KX4 Whiskey Charlie. Good morning, Charlie. We're showing about 40 miles southwest of Cleveland, and we're at 37. Doing about 510 knots right now, showing 408 miles from Philadelphia. We're about minus 53. Go ahead.
Okay, now that part right there was 40 meters at the end. 40 meters, Jim, and here he is again on 40 meters, I hope.
5-9, a good signal into Sacramento.
No, wait a minute. He's on the tarmac in Sacramento.
We're Whiskey Charlie. Yes, to Sacramento here on 20 meters, and we're facing east right now, and we're about to get towed into the north here. So they're hooking up here. I'm going to have to speak to the ground guy here in a minute.
Okay, I didn't mean, but I picked up the wrong tape there. So at that point, he was sitting on the ground in Sacramento, California there. So boy, I sure messed up here. I should have gone over this a little more carefully. Nope, that's Jim Brakel. Oh, well, anyway, let me turn it right back to you, Jim. KC9VKV, did you hear that tape, though? K1GZL.
Yes, sir. Copied the mail on that one. Did you need a moment to try to fade back and reorganize, or what, sir?
To try to fade back and reorganize, or what, sir?
Well, the problem was I misplaced the tape. I got it mixed up. I did get it mixed up there, so I hope this is the right one. If it isn't, I'll pick it up on the next transmission. But boy, I can't get the thing into the cassette here. It doesn't want to fit. Son of a gun. Wait a minute, I'm having a little trouble. Let's see. That's almost the same thing. I'll tell you what, make a short one there, and I'll find the tape. I'm sorry, Jim.
That's all right, Charlie. It kind of reminds me of myself in my early broadcast career, trying to find things that are not readily available. And I have that problem later on in life. I had not nightmares, but I had dreams after I got out of broadcasting. I would wake up in the middle of the night. I'd had a dream about being at a radio station, and the break was coming up, and I was trying to find some music somewhere to get ready for the next set, and I could not find any music in the control room at all. And it never dawned on me that, I was having a dream about talk radio. Only later on, after I went through the panic of looking for music, did I realize this wasn't a music station that I was working at. I was a talk radio station, Roger.
It wasn't a music station that I was working at. I was a talk radio station, Roger.
Oh, yeah, I can just imagine that happening. Just imagining that happening there, and you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. It gets very confusing there to the point that you end up with dead air, and there's nothing worse than that. Yeah, I'll look for another minute here while you make a transmission. I don't know how I could have missed this. I had it right out in front of me. But sometimes when I'm looking at something, I can't find it. But later, when I'm not looking for me, it's right in my nostrils, K1GZL.
Roger, and who would have ever thought to look in your nostrils for the cassette? Oh, well, hey, Charlie, listen, buddy, I want to let you off the hook, and maybe we'll tackle this next Friday. I don't want you to be concerned about it. Stuff happens, and we can do this next Friday if you'd like.
And we can do this next Friday if you'd like.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll sign with you on this one. But at least you did hear a little bit of Captain Mike, and also when he was on the tarmac in Sacramento. Well, when they moved the plane around facing north. He got 10 or 15 dB weaker, but when they had it pointed east, the length of the plane was toward me, so the 10-foot wire antenna on the slope of the tail looks like it had a reflecting surface in my direction toward the east. I think that's what happened. Okay, Jim, the very, very best to you, and thanks for your for your patience. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie, 73 is up that way, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and we'll see you next Friday, and have everything that you're looking for right there, and we'll run through it. 73. And just a reminder, this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG Net. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, and I'm better known in some circles as Dr. VKV. And we're recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 7/2/21, and that will take you directly to this recording. If you go to YouTube and just do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, and on that page you'll find 1,700 QSO-VLOG recordings for you to browse through and see if you like that audio versus the other audio over here, or you like your audio, or you would like your audio to sound like that audio. It's all a matter of choices and options. So this is what KC9VKV Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG Net is all about. And so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
And so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Okay, this is EK4CZ. Mobile, I'd like to see what my mobile sounds like.
Well, there's Brock from over in Louisville in his Mobile. I copy you locally. I was copying you on the Milford PA SDR. It looked like about 7 over, Roger.
SDR, it looked like about 7 over, Roger. Oh, Roger that, yeah. All that. Now, just sitting here scrolling up and down the band, and I've got a Toyota Sequoia with a great big huge antenna on the front, deer killer, and it's one of those scorpions, a scorpion black widow with a top hat, and just wanted to see what it sounded like. Is this being recorded, Jim?
Yes, sir. For posterity's sake, we are recording live till 5, and I just went to my local antenna, and you're about a 15 over on my local antenna. Roger, roger.
Roger that. There you go. Well, I'm drawing about 300 watts. I got a 500 watt amp, and I can't run more than that, or I start getting check engine lights and four-wheel drive low lights at 70 miles an hour and things like that, and the right front window will roll down at 700 watts. So, you know, I've got to keep it to about 350 watts, and that's all I got. And it's a FT891 with a Motorola straight hand mic straight into the FT891, and a Ameritron 500 watt brick that's been modified to do about 700, but I can only run about 350. So that's good enough. I'll back out and let some other people in, and I'll see what my audio sounds like for real. It's Brock, KK4CZ in Clarksville, Indiana, in Mobile.
Roger, roger, Brock. We're looking at your audio. You're running about a 3 dB dynamic range, which means your average percent of peak modulation is somewhere around 80 to 85%, which is where we usually try to have our other stations as we set them up obtain that same dynamic range. It's a nice compromise. It doesn't sound up against the wall. It sounds very nice, but very full. And so that's what you got there. And your audio curve is nice, too. You got a lot more top end there than what I would imagine for a hand mic. Roger, roger.
Yeah, roger that. It's just a Motorola hand mic that usually goes into a Max Track Mobile, and so I rewired it just slightly, and it's a stock Motorola hand mic going straight into the FT891, and it might be turned up just a little bit too hot. You might be able to hear some background noise, but for my voice, and I've heard it on the air, I think it's good enough. You know, if I'm way down in the mud, and, you know, mobiles typically are in the mud, so I want you to be able to hear me at S1 and S2 when we do camping. This is my camper hauler, and we haul the camper all over the United States. Just got back from the Garden of the Gods, and so we came back, and right now I'm over here in Clarksville working on some stuff. Heard you in there, and I'm going to show my workman over here after a while. He's a ham radio operator working on the house over here. So, all right, that's it. I'll clear out and let somebody else get in there, and that's good enough. I'll listen to it on YouTube later on. This is Brock, KK4CZ, Clarksville, Indiana.
Roger, roger, Brock. Absolutely perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. I would get the Gorilla Tape out and tape all those controls down so they don't get moved around. You know, it's hard to get better than perfection. And, you know, as far as that mobile is concerned, you couldn't get any better signal. It sounds like just perfect. I wouldn't, like I say, I wouldn't change a thing. 73 over that way, Brock. Thanks for checking in. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Whiskey 2 Yankee.
There's a whiskey station out there. Come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign, please.
Come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign, please. Whiskey Foxtrot 2 Yankee, double 2 wild.
Roger, roger, 2Y. Well, we have a thunderstorm somewhere between you and I, and it is loud enough impulse noise to take out words. So it should be interesting. I'm copying you on the Milford PASDR. You are giving me like a 10 over, but like I say, there is a thunderstorm somewhere in the area with some pretty hard hits. What's your location, sir, and what's the name?
Some pretty hard hits. What's your location, sir? What's the name?
The name is George. Golf Echo, Oscar Romeo, Golf Echo. I'm in Lexington, South Carolina.
Lexington, South Carolina. Roger, roger. And what radio are you running?
Lexington, South Carolina. Roger, roger. And what radio are you running?
We're running an Icon 7410, 7410, with a Ameritron 811H, and the antenna is a delta loop, triangular delta loop up to 32 feet over.
Roger, Roger. I'm copying you on Milford. You're like about 8 over on their noise level, excluding the thunder hits. And why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, Roger, Roger.
About 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, Roger, Roger.
WF2Y, well, our antenna's pretty simple. It's a triangular, horizontal antenna that's fed with a 4-to-1 balun and coax into the 4-on-1. Very simple to build, and it seems...
Roger that. Well, we do have a setup procedure if you would be interested. It involves setting up with your compressor first. We suggest engaging your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does precisely what we need it to do for our setup. So if you'd be interested, it all starts with your compressor on and at a 3.
It all starts with your compressor on and at a 3.
Roger, I've got my compressor on and at 3 over.
Roger. Okay, now we move to the ALC with the mic gain in hand. And while you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, so you can see where the ALC meter is reading, we want you to adjust the ALC, which is running mid-scale to 2/3, by way of mic gain manipulation. In other words, you're going to turn your mic up or down, mic level up or down, to where your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3.
Up or down to where your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, running a little bit right now, and that's 2/3 right there, WF2Y.
Roger, Roger. Okay, tell me something about your radio for 10 seconds that you like.
Roger, okay, tell me something about your radio for 10 seconds that you like.
Well, right now we're using a Pro headset, and the audio seems to be pretty good on this radio. I've enjoyed it. I have a 7600 that I'm not using. I like the 7410. It seems to do a little bit better. And that's about it, WF2Y.
Roger, Roger, George. We do recommend that the headset mic, that you take that boom, straighten that boom out in front of you as far as it will get, and then at the last minute do a 90. So the mic's in front of you, but straighten it out as much as you can to get it out in front of you as far as it can go, and then at the last minute make that 90-degree turn in front of your mouth. Roger?
Make that 90-degree turn in front of your mouth. Roger?
Roger, okay, I got the mic there. ALC appears to be within the range that you're talking about, and that's that, WF2Y.
All right, yeah, it helps as far as increase the upper mids and top end because it's like any microphone, it suffers from proximity effect, and the closer you work at the basier it sounds, so you want that to be a nice crisp audio, and so moving it out as far as you can get it and then turning it 90 really helps bring up that top end. Roger?
And then turning it 90 really helps bring up that top end. Roger?
Okay, well, I sure appreciate that. You have great sound over here.
Roger, Roger, George. Okay, thank you very much, sir, and we'll say 73 to you, sir. Thanks for dropping by. We have been recording this since 3:30, so if you would be interested in hearing your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 7/2/21, that will take you to this recording. And give us a couple of days to get it uploaded, Roger.
And give us a couple of days to get it uploaded, Roger.
Thank you, sir. Will you give me a call again?
Our call here is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Roger?
9 Victor Kilo Victor. Roger?
Roger, Roger. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much. Have a great day and happy 4th of July. WF2Y. Good day.
Yes, sir, and happy 4th of July to you also, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
I've been around the horn on my SDRs. I thought I heard a Whiskey 5 station back in there, but I'm not sure. If there's a Whiskey 5 station, try again, please.
If there's a Whiskey 5 station, try again, please. Whiskey Delta 3 Delta. George Ocean, over.
Heard somebody saying George something. The George something station, come back slowly, phonetically, with your call sign, please.
George something station, come back slowly, phonetically, with your call sign, please.
Yeah, okay, Cam, the call again is Whiskey 5 Golf Oscar, I'll say again, George Ocean, over.
Whiskey 5 George Charlie, is that a Roger? Repeat again.
Whiskey 5 George Charlie, is that a Roger? Repeat again.
Yeah, the last letter, Whiskey 5 Golf
Golf Oscar, Roger.
Golf Oscar, Roger.
Roger, Jim. Yeah, the name is located here. Measurement area. How copy?
Golf Oscar, you're just a couple of dB over my noise level, and my impulse thunder hits are like about 7 dB above my noise level. So when I do have any impulse noise thunder hits, it does take you right out. But maybe conditions may change. Let's continue on here. Would you repeat the name again, please? Well, I tell you, George, I was copying Milford too, but I got bumped off, and so here we stand. I've got to resubmit and see if I can bring Milford back up. That was the better station for copying the mail on your signal. I had that, and then I lost it. Hello, let's try that again. Milford, PA, SDR. Audio and then audio up. Should be there again. So come back again and let me hear your name, Roger.
Let me hear your name, Roger.
Okay, Jim. The call sign again is Whiskey 5 Golf Oscar, and the name near the Dallas Measurement area, over.
Yeah, just I'm sorry, but we just got too much noise right now. Maybe later on things may improve. Maybe you want to try it again, in a half hour or so. Take a look. If my signal comes up to you, then probably your signal will come up to me. And if I just had a couple of more dB of signal, I could grab a hold of your audio and I'll be able to hear you. But I was even down in Georgia on an SDR trying to copy the mail, but alas, you were about the same in Georgia as you were in Milford, about 2 dB over their noise level, and then not or excluding the thunder hits, which were like 7 or 8 dB over. So Whiskey 5 GGO, try again in about half an hour. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
November 8, Fox Mike Delta.
November 8 station, come back slowly phonetically with a call again, please.
Station, come back slowly phonetically with a call again, please.
November 8, Fox Mike Delta.
Roger, November 8 Fox Mike Delta. This is KC9VKV Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. What's the name there?
QSO-VLOG net. What's the name there?
The name here is Dick, Delta India Charlie Kilo.
Roger, Dick, and what's your location, sir?
Roger, Dick, and what's your location, sir?
Location is Clarksburg, West Virginia.
Roger, got a good signal. What radio are you running?
Roger, got a good signal. What radio are you running?
DX10.
All right, Dick, if you would, why don't you give me about 10 seconds on your antenna system, and let me hear you.
Antenna system, and let me hear you.
Okay, I'm running in Berkeley, up in a tree. About the apex is about 30 foot in the air. The ends are probably not over 15 foot, so one antenna.
Roger, Dick. Gosh, your audio is very nice, very intelligent in all the crispness. Not a lot of bottom end, but then you don't have to drink or smoke to have a good time. You know, it's very intelligible. That's the main thing about transmissions, and so I wouldn't change that curve. I would just leave it like it is. Your dynamic range looks to be about 3 or 4 dB, so it's well within range of a nice fat signal. Roger.
4 dB, so it's well within range of a nice signal. Roger.
Okay, thank you. I'm running an MD100 microphone on the radio, and I've only had this radio 2.5 months, maybe. So I did play with the mic equalization a little. So I don't know. I hope it sounds all right.
Yes, sir. Sounds very good. Like I said, it doesn't have a lot of bottom end, but on the other hand, I can't copy you on my local antenna. My local radio is has a lot more bottom end. It's down to 100 cycles, whereas the internet SDRs roll off at about 300, 250 cycles, somewhere in there. My local receivers go down to 100 cycles. So it sounds nice and very intelligent. It's very intelligible, and that's what we're looking for, Roger.
It's very intelligible, and that's what we're looking for, Roger.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Roger, Dick 73, sir. And like I say, if you would like to hear your recording, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 7/2/21, that will take you directly to this recording. Give us a couple of days to get it uploaded, Roger.
To this recording, give us a couple of days to get it uploaded, Roger.
I'll do that. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, Dick 73, sir. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilowatt Romeo 3 Germany KR3G.
KR3 station, come back slowly again with your call sign phonetically.
KR3 station, come back slowly again with your call sign phonetically.
Kilowatt Romeo 3 Germany KR3G.
Roger, KR3G, what's the name?
Roger, KR3G, what's the name?
The name here is William in Huntsville, Alabama. Over.
Roger, William in Alabama. And what radio are you running, sir?
William, Alabama. And what radio are you running, sir?
Yaesu FT450 with a Ameritron ALS 600 amplifier.
And how much RF are you throwing out there at the moment?
And how much RF are you throwing out there at the moment?
The band's collapsing. Say that again.
I'm sorry, what is your output power at the moment?
I'm sorry, what is your output power at the moment?
I'm sorry, old man, the band just went away. So, anyway, didn't mean to interrupt, but you guys have a great day. This is KR3G.
KR3J, I'm persistent, sir. What signal am I giving you right at the moment? This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor.
At the moment, this is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor.
Well, William, I guess the bottom did drop out, sir, so 73, and gosh, we're sorry we didn't manage to get further into our QSO-VLOG relating to the transmitter setup, but maybe next Friday. This is KC9VKV, Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
This is KC9VKV. We just went around the horn on our SDRs and heard nothing, so we're going to try again. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, we are recording now live till 5. This is KC9VKV listening.
5, this is KC9VKV listening.
I guess the bottom is still dropped out there. As William was talking about in Alabama, we lost William. Propagation did change, and I did have a good signal on him, but sometimes transmissions do not share the same path. That's, I know, unusual, but normally if, somebody's signal comes up to you, your signal will come up to them, but not necessarily. Sometimes they choose different paths, and just because one station has come up level-wise doesn't necessarily mean that your level to him is going to come up. But we shall see what the propagation holds for us this afternoon. 40 has not been a good band for the past 3 weeks. It's been rather weak. Mother Nature is withholding a lot of propagation. I don't know what her problem is, but she has decided that, it will not be good propagation on 40 meters on Friday afternoon. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
I did hear about 3 stations at once, but they were all right at my noise level. The 3 were right at my noise level, so allow us one try again. This is KC9VKV listening.
So allow us one try. This is KC9VKV listening.
This is November 1, Radio Mexico.
The November 1 station, come back slowly with your call sign phonetically, please.
Station, come back slowly with your call sign phonetically, please.
November 1, Radio Mike, Norway, Radio Mexico.
Roger, Romeo, Mexico. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. What's the name there?
KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. What's the name there?
The name here is Rick, located in Northern Virginia.
Okay, Rick, you got a lightning hit on your location. Try again on the location.
Okay, Rick, you got a lightning hit on your location. Try again on the location.
Yeah, we're in Great Falls, Virginia, northern part of Virginia.
Roger, copy Virginia. And what radio are you running, Rick?
Roger, copy Virginia. And what radio are you running, Rick?
This is an Aircheck K4. He's running to 2000 with about 2800 watts.
Roger, Rick, I missed your radio. Try one more time on your radio, please.
I missed your radio. Try one more time on your radio, please.
That's an Aircheck K4, Kilo 4.
King 4, Roger. And gosh, if you'd be interested in a setup procedure, It starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it's what we need to start our transmitter setup. Roger?
It's what we need to start our transmitter setup. Roger?
Okay, this is compression level at 3. Compression level at 3, November 1 Romeo Mike.
Roger, Roger, Rick. Now move to your ALC with the mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, I want you to adjust the mic gain until your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on the ALC meter by way of mic gain manipulation.
Mid-scale to 2/3 on the ALC meter by way of mic gain manipulation.
This is November 1 Romeo Mike. November 1 Romeo Mike at ALC is about 5 out of 7 on the peak.
Roger that, roger that. Now, why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, and let me hear you.
Seconds and tell me about your antenna system, and let me hear you.
This is November 1 Romeo Mike. A DB18E at about 70 feet, running 2 elements on 40 meters pointed west at this point. This is N1RF.
Roger, Roger. Rick, for the moment, I have you on my local antennas, so if you know where your EQ page is, go to your EQ and tell me what the readings are. Is that a 3-band EQ on that radio, or a multi-band, 8-band, or whatever?
Yeah, it's a multi-band EQ. I think I have it set flat right now. Let me look at it. Yeah, it's set flat, and it's got 8 bands.
Okay, sir, we're looking for something up around the top, the treble side, up around the top end of the EQ at around 2.5, 2.8 in that realm. Do you see anything in that realm, Roger?
Yeah, I've got a slider at 2400 and at 3200 hertz.
Okay, take the slider at 24 and increase it 4 clicks hotter than what it is. 4 clicks hotter than what it is at the moment.
Okay, this is with plus 4 dB at 2400 hertz, over.
Alrighty, and then do you have something around 200 cycles, 180 cycles or so?
Yeah, I've got 200.
Okay, 200 plus 4 clicks from where it is. 200 cycles plus 4 from where it is.
And I left the plus 4 at 2400 also.
I'm sorry, we doubled on that last. To repeat your last transmission.
Yeah, I had. This is plus 4 200, and I also left the plus 4 at 2400. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you say you have something at 32, 3.2?
Yeah, that's correct. But my transmit bandwidth is limited at 2.9K right now.
Roger, you are running at 100 to 2900, Roger?
That's correct.
Okay, could you double check that real quick?
Okay, I've got it up to 3 kilohertz. It was at 2.9 before, and I've got it up to 3.
Yeah, take it back to 2.9. I don't like to see anything past 2.9. I just wanted to be sure that indeed you were in the 100 to 2900 bandpass. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. That's where we're at. And I think the EQ limits the bandwidth pretty significantly. Actually, not the EQ, but the compressor on this thing fools with the bandwidth quite a bit.
Roger. Well, let's go to that 32. 3.2, and that would make plus 4 clicks boost at 3.2. Roger?
Okay, this is plus 4 dB at 3200 hertz and 1 RF.
Alrighty, now let's go to back to the. Oh, we want to double check one thing. We should have everything from like 1.5 down to about 800 cycles. That all should be flat. Roger?
Right, yeah, the bands are from 400 to 1600 hertz are all flat.
To 1.6, are you saying?
Yeah, 1.6, correct.
Okay, I'm looking for a little more bottom end, so let's go back down to that 180 and maybe 4 more clicks boost just to see where that puts us, Roger.
Okay, this is +8 at 200 hertz. +8 at 200.
Sounds pretty good. Let's see here. Next one from 180 would be 80 or something?
Oh, down? Yeah, the lowest one is 100.
Okay, let's take 100 up, boost 4 clicks. 100 boost 4 clicks.
Roger, this is 100 boost 4 dB.
Alrighty, and tell me in about 10 seconds or so what you like about your radio.
Well, it's new. It's got a great display, a wonderful spectrum display. Pretty easy to operate, although I'm still figuring that out. I've only had it a few weeks. And, you know, it's brand new, so it's got a few bugs that are gradually getting fixed. But it seems to be quite good. I love the noise reduction on the speed, and I love the noise blanker as well. It's November 1.
Roger. Just be aware now, your noise blanker contributes distortion in the audio to some degree, and your noise reduction also introduces a little reverb kind of echo thing. I'm speaking of a 7300, so I really don't know about your particular radio, but you know, every time you do something that affects the trueness of the signal, then it's going to have some kind of usually opposing effect. You don't get nothing for free. So you know, if you have a high noise level, high impulse noise levels, you know, then you know that's you would want to run the noise blanker. But if you're, you know, fairly quiet, I would try to just use that, just minimal, you know.
Oh yeah, that's always been my policy. Every radio I've had, I would try to leave things out of the signal processing path unless they're doing me some good. But yeah, I understand that completely. Well, the nice thing about the noise reduction on this radio compared to the K3, the predecessor, is that the filters are a lot cleaner. They don't ring as much as the other ones, but I still generally don't run it unless I'm really trying to dig something out.
Roger, Rick. All right, I think we're about done. I mean, you know, you have a nice clear signal, clean signal, a good modulation level, about 3 to 4 dB, dynamic range. So it's exactly what we're looking for there. We could crank in some more bottom end, but the problem is when you run a lot of bottom end, you have to keep a balance of top end to keep it balanced. And Mother Nature a lot of times will do funky things like phase cancellation when not all of the signal is bent back to Earth in that skywave at the same point, and some of it's reflected just a little bit down the road, which changes the phase angle to the other bounced signal. So when they come together at somebody else's antenna, the top end could be slightly out of phase with itself from reflection 1 to reflection 2, and you know, cancellation starts happening when those audio signals get out of phase with each other, and it starts canceling from the top. So you know, here you go. You know, phase cancellation occurs, and to some degree, and you start losing your top end, and you've got all this bottom end that's still there. It hasn't been affected, so your balance just gets destroyed. So I, you know, tended not to crank in a whole lot on the bottom end. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, well, you know, I'm an old telecom guy, so I don't put much stock when I'm just working contests. I don't like to waste power below 300 hertz, so there's not much intelligibility down there, although it is a lot more pleasant to listen to. So I think the way the EQ is set up right now, it sounds is a good res to profile for it. But I tend to, you know, keep things kind of like Bob Heil advises during contests for intelligibility more than pleasant to listen to.
Roger that. Roger that. Well, I'm looking at your audio signal on a spectrum analyzer there, and on my antenna at my local receiver, which is good down to 100 cycles, and it looks like you're rolling out your audio at about 250 or so, somewhere in there. But it sounds very nice. I would, if you roll out sooner than that, you're going to be very mid-rangey and not necessarily utilizing all of the intelligent band pass that you would have there, because everything every part of the audio signal is important for to be able to understand. The bottom end after 250 cycles is not that important, but from 250 cycles on up to 3K, that's what we're looking for to be very clean and loud. Roger?
Yeah, roger that. Just out of curiosity, what does it look now? All I did was put the compressor at 0. Did that? I've heard from the Bob Sherwood report that it actually does affect the audio passband on transmit.
Well, what you need to do is go back and double check your ALC, because anytime you change anything in the audio processing system, you need to go back to your ALC. It's the Bible to your radio, and so if you change, and it's the last thing that ALC is looking actually at the output from the limiter on your radio, which you can't really get to except by way of mic gain driving the front end of the limiter, and the output is being monitored by your ALC meter. So anytime that you change something in the audio channel from compression, EQ, whatever, you need to go back and double check your ALC level. Roger?
Yeah, roger that. Well, yeah, the ALC is it's pretty much at the same level as before. I was interested mainly in the shape of the audio passband. If when I pulled the compression out, irrespective of the overall level, what did the shape look like? Did the bottom end come up at all?
No, it's about the same. I would suggest, though, that you get a windscreen for that mic to avoid any mouth noises, plosives, or you may have one already. But I would definitely run a windscreen with that mic, because you were doing some mouth noises and plosives. Roger?
Okay, roger. Yeah, I had it a little bit close, and I do have a windscreen on. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay. I'll have to fool with the mic gain and the distance for the mic. I appreciate that comment. That's very helpful.
Yes, sir. Well, I think we got you there. I think that bottom end that we cranked in there and the top end, I think both of those help to increase the width of your bandpass audio-wise, your audio curve, if you will. And I think you were maybe really mid-rangey there, and now I think you have a fuller signal, still well within the contest criteria for punching through. Roger?
Roger. Well, I appreciate that. It's very helpful. Thanks for doing this. I just kind of stumbled across here. I'm going to be running a station for the 13 colonies here starting in about a half an hour. So I figured with a new radio, it's a good time to get an audio check. So I appreciate it. KC9VKV, November 1, Romeo Mike.
Roger, Rick. And I would run maybe for the next day or so with the ALC meter on, and just to double check that you're mid-scale to 2/3, and maybe doing a little touch up there. So if you just had your ALC meter up, you could just hit your mic gain a little bit and touch it up to run as best you can mid-scale to 2/3, which would give you that 3 dB dynamic range with an average percent of peak modulation of 80 to 85%.
Yeah, great. Yeah, will do. Well, that's one nice thing about this radio is that when you go to transmit, it brings up power out. When you go to transmit, it brings up power out. All those meters come loose, so you can monitor everything. And then when you go back to receive, it just brings up the meter or on VFO. So anyway, I'm having a ball with this radio. It's fairly new, and still, like I say, learning it, but you've been very helpful. I appreciate you giving me the critical listen. November 1, Romeo Mike.
Roger, Rick, and FYI, you're sounding good down in Georgia. and Arlington, Virginia, Milford, and Rochester. And they're all singing your praises. I've got those 4 SDRs on a rotary switch, along with my local receiver audio, so within half a second I can go through 5 different receivers and know what's happening all across the country, actually, for your signal. So, and you can see I have a thing called a input source indicator, which is a group of lights in a row, and they will tell you what SDR that I'm on at the moment, or my local receiver, and you can see those moving around. So if you want to hear your audio and see that, you would go to YouTube and do a call out, a search for KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 7/2/21, and that will take you directly to this recording. And so we'll say 73 for now, Roger.
So we'll say 73 for now, Roger.
73, what's the name now?
The call sign is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Repeat, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. The name is Jim, Juliet India Mike.
This is Jim, Juliet India Mike.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it. You have a wonderful afternoon and stay safe. November 1 Romeo Mike, 73.
Roger, Rick, 73, sir. Have a good afternoon, great weekend. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
You want to check out, give me a shout. Check out, give me a shout.
And there were 2 stations in there. Loudest one, take it away. Somebody's right at my noise level. I can hear you in there, but I can't pull you out. Try again. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. We're listening.
VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. We're listening.
And nothing heard. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. We're running 4 internet SDRs, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia. So, gosh, we're trying to reach out to our 100-watt friends and get the best signal possible. This is KC9VKV listening.
This is KC9VKV and this.
Well, gosh, I heard somebody back in there, and like I say, it's you were right at the Milford PA SDR noise level, which is better than what I was copying on any of the other SDRs on my local antenna. So try it again. Let's see if Mother Nature is going to assist us.
And let's see if Mother Nature is going to assist us.
I'm going to try some more antennas here, see what I can do on my local receiver here. We have 2 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, and we're going to move some of those around and see what happens. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. We're just moving. We have two 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas. One is north and south, and one is east and west. And the north and south antenna, north and south loop, can be rotated. It's on a rotator that's about 2 foot off the ground there, but we can rotate that, and we were just rotating that around to about 45 degrees to see if we copy anybody up north around New York, New Hampshire, through that area.
KC9VKV here is Kilo 4 Sierra Papa Lima.
Kilo 4 station, come back slowly phonetically with the call again, please.
Kilo 4 Sierra Papa Lima, South Carolina. Bill.
In South Carolina, and the handle was Bill, Roger?
Phil, Papa Hotel India Lima. Phil.
Roger, Phil. And what radio are you running, sir?
ICOM 7100.
Roger that. Okay, let me see here. Why don't you give me 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system. I'll see if I can find a better path for us.
What we have up there is a little bit also used companies on field day here recently. Just a little quickie, convenient, easy antenna to use there. Back to you, K4SPL.
Roger. I copy you on my local antenna at about 5 dB over my noise level. If you would be interested, we have a setup procedure for the transmitter. It begins with the compressor being engaged at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does what we need it to do. Roger.
Okay, well, you have a very good signal here in South Carolina and excellent audio there, sir.
All right, so I'm assuming that you're going to get that compressor on and at a 3. Is that a Roger?
Well, you say you have a very good signal in South Carolina and excellent audio through here. Yes, 5.9 plus here in South Carolina.
Roger, Phil. We are offering a setup procedure for your transmitter if you would be interested.
Okay, setup procedure. All right, what do you propose, sir?
Okay, the setup procedure starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do. So if you would be interested, it begins with the compressor engaged at a 3. Roger.
It begins with the compressor engaged at a 3. Roger.
I'm very unfamiliar with it. I mean, I'm home, but getting a I'm not getting much reading.
Yeah, you won't add a 3. Now, the next part to the setup is you going to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 100, 200, 300, so you can see where the ALC meter is reading. You want to manipulate your mic gain control until your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on the ALC meter by way of mic gain control.
Scale to 2/3 on the ALC meter by way of mic gain control.
All right, very good. All right, well, I'm running pretty just slightly over mid-scale there on the ALC meter. I really need my mic gain back a little bit. I just started stopping still now.
All right, we don't want to whistle. We just want to talk fairly rapidly to facilitate the accuracy of the ALC meter. Whistling is not one of a normal characteristic of your radio operation, I wouldn't think. So we want to use the voice at fairly quickly speaking level, 100, 200, 300, and with mic gain in hand, adjust your ALC meter for mid-scale to 2/3.
And adjust your ALC meter for mid-scale to 2/3.
more mic scale there. It might get flat or anything on your end, because I'll do a lot. A guy in England had me turn the mic gain on last night. Unfortunately, my mic gain does not allow me to look at the AL meter at the same time turning the up down. So I have to go through a step here to get back to the AL speaker when I turn that mic. Otherwise, the AL speaker will run towards the high part of the gain.
All righty, Phil, that last level looked good. Do not change. Keep that at where you had it when you came back last to me, Roger?
Where you had it when you came back last to me, Roger?
Well, that's my mic there. It's about 30% there. The meter was showing me there.
I had a guy in England the other night. He said I sounded better where it was, so I guess it's different for different folks type. So, anyway, thank you.
Roger, Phil, I got you on my local radio now, my local antenna. The actual reading of the mic gain is unimportant. The important thing is how the mic gain affects the ALC meter. The ALC meter is your Bible, and you want to use your mic gain only to adjust the ALC to where it reads mid-scale to 2/3. It's the actual reading of the mic gain is not important. Roger?
Yes, Roger that. Well, I was just getting that for kind of more to remind me of where I was before, so I could go back to that position again.
So I could go back to that position. It's Richmond started with you to I reduced it about in half. And the ALC figured out the deep starts in the range and average over about 3/4.
Roger, you're only now about I had to go back to Milford, and you're only about 2 clicks, 2 dB above the Milford noise level. But I don't have enough signal on you to do any EQ adjustments. Just do not have enough signal to hear you clean enough to do EQ sets, but your modulation looks good as it is. I would run it like that. Maybe next Friday we might have good propagation, and we could work on the EQ part of the setup. Roger?
And we could work on the EQ part of the setup. Roger?
Okay, all right, well, it's all right. This is just a little part of I had a license now for 4 decades there, and just started playing a little bit with HF here, and in the last few months there, and before that, my HF presence was all but non-existent.
Roger that. Well, gosh, why don't you, I've got a pretty good signal on you on Milford SDR. Why don't you tell me something in 10 seconds that I don't know, so we'll have a little bit better recording of you, Roger?
Seconds that I don't know, so we'll have a little bit better recording of you, Roger?
All right, okay, we'll talk about 10 seconds. I'm a retired automobile tech, before doing now 40 years, and got my amateur license about the time I started there, and played that. And now I'm retired and trying to play a little bit with toys and all that good stuff like that. And maybe you have enough time now to look at what I can and decide what the signal's like. Back to you, sir.
Roger, Phil. Well, we did the best we could between lightning strikes. Mother Nature is really playing havoc this afternoon with lightning hits. They're like 8 over, 10 over, particularly on the Milford SDR. But we did capture a little bit. So if you would like to hear yourself, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 7/2/21. It will take you directly to this recording. Give us a couple of days to get it uploaded, Roger.
This recording, give us a couple of days to get it uploaded, Roger. While they were doing
Roger, Phil, I did lose you on that last transmission, so, gosh, we finished just in time. Let me say 73 to you, Phil, and thanks for dropping by. Again, if you get a chance to join us next Friday, and we'll work on that EQ. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Station Indian Kilowatt. Come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please. This is Kilowatt.
I got Kilowatt 9, Whiskey Kilowatt, missing a little bit in the middle, so come back. Get up on that mic and try it one more time phonetically, please.
Get up on that mic, try it one more time phonetically, please.
Tango Whiskey Kilowatt, is that a Roger?
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 Roger, and what is the name there? What's the name?
Roger, and what is the name there? What's the name?
Gosh, I'm sorry, Tango Whiskey Kilowatt. Just too much noise at the moment. I'm only copying you at even noise level on Milford. You're right at the Milford noise level. And then we've got the Thunder boomers to contend with in addition to that. So at the moment, I'm sorry, but we'll have to say 73, and maybe we'll try it again next Friday. We go from 3:30 till 5, and so if you could drop by next Friday, we might have a better propagation situation, Roger.
Friday, we might have a better propagation situation, Roger.
This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. My name is Jim, and we go till 5, recording live. We've been recording since 3:30. For those that have participated, if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call at a search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to, followed by today's date, 7/2/21. So it's KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 7/2/21. That will take you to this recording on a YouTube search. So this is KC9VKV. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
This is KC9VKV. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Nothing heard at the moment. We've gone through our 4 internet SDR receivers, copying nothing, and our local receiver copying nothing. You might keep in mind, if you're trying to reach us with 100 watts and you're in the eastern part of the United States, I'm not copying you on New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, or Virginia. And I'm not copying you on my local antenna near Louisville, Kentucky. So you might consider maybe a different type of antenna that might rearrange your radiation patterns a little more efficiently than the antenna you're on. If you're running a random wire with a antenna tuner, you're losing quite a bit of power in the antenna tuner, making the antenna look good to the radio, and you're also not being particularly efficient radiation-wise by running an untuned antenna. The best thing that you could do, I think, is to run a resonant antenna at the frequency that you're operating on. Those antennas are so much more efficient. Half-wave dipoles, resonant dipoles are just very good, very efficient transmitter radiation pattern antennas. So you might consider getting yourself a resonant half-wave dipole antenna up and see if that makes a difference in your communications possibilities. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Copying some weak station near Arlington. I'm copying on the Arlington SDR, sir. Try again, please.
I'm copying the Arlington SDR, sir. Try again, please.
This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. Gosh, we're about 10 minutes till I forget what we call it when we get up to 5 o'clock and it's quitting time, but we're getting that towards that way. So we're going to try a couple of more times. If nobody's there, no work to be done, we're going to call it quits, and we have other things to do. So this is KC9VKV Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. Going once. Anybody out there?
Going once. Anybody out there?
Alpha Juliet 4, Echo Oscar.
Alpha Juliet 4 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Alpha Juliet 4 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Yes, this is Alpha Juliet 4, Echo Oscar. Just tuning around the bands and heard you out there.
Yes, sir. This is the KC9VKV QSO-VLOG net. And what we do mainly is help folks set up their transmitters. We have a setup procedure that takes a 10 dB average 30% peak modulation radio and turn it into a 3 dB dynamic range 80 to 85% average peak modulation radio. Setup procedure begins with you engaging your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does what we need it to do. Roger?
It's a token amount, but it does what we need it to do. Roger?
Okay. Let me see if I can find the compressor. I'm on a IC7300, but it's in the trunk, and I'm using the RSDA1 software.
So you said you were running a 7300. Is that a Roger?
Number 02. So you said you were running a 7300. Is that a Roger?
That's a Roger, but it's in the trunk, and I'm using the RSDA1 remote control software, and I don't know where to find the compressor.
Yes, sir. Okay, let me give you some notes, and you can crank them in. The numbers, you can crank them in later at your leisure. Roger?
Crank them in. The numbers, you can crank them in later at your leisure. Roger?
Roger, roger.
Okay, starts with the compressor engaged at a 3. Compressor on and engaged at a 3. Once you do that, move to your ALC meter with the mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, so you can see where the meter is, 100, 200, 300. Adjust your mic gain until your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on your ALC meter by way of mic gain manipulation. Roger.
It's on your ALC meter by way of mic gain manipulation. Roger.
Roger, roger.
Alrighty, and what's the name there, please?
Alrighty, and what's the name there, please?
The name is Dean, Delta Echo Alpha November, and I just got a call.
Roger, Dean, and what's your location?
Roger, Dean, and what's your location?
I'm in western North Carolina.
Roger, so now you have, well, you don't, but you will have, when you do the tune-up, you'll have your compressor engaged at a 3, and then you move to your ALC, and as you speak rapidly, adjust your mic gain into your ALC as mid-scale to 2/3. And you are running a 7300. Is that with the stock mic or not?
7300, is that with the stock mic or not?
Yeah, stock mic.
Okay, stock mic, you want to go +3 on your EQ, +3 on your treble EQ on that stock mic, bottom end flat. Since you're in the mobile, you don't, you know, if you were bass, we would suggest maybe boosting the bass a little bit. But since you're in a mobile and you have all kinds of compromises as far as background noise and stuff, we just recommend that you keep the bottom end flat on the that hand mic, Roger.
Keep the bottom end flat on the that hand mic, Roger.
Okie doke. This is Alpha Juliet 4 Echo Oscar.
Roger, and that 3 on the compressor is it's a token amount, and you'll never really hear that working. So, but it does exactly what we need to do. We're trying to get the audio to a 3 dB dynamic range, which means that your average percent of peak modulation is around 80 to 85%. Roger.
Modulation is around 80 to 85%. Roger.
I took some notes. Compressor agreed, the mic,
Jadina, you were getting hit by lightning strikes. Try one more time the last transmission.
You were getting hit by lightning strikes. Try one more time the last transmission.
I'm sorry, Dean, I think we doubled that that last time. Try again, please.
I think we doubled that last time. Try again, please.
Okay, I took quick notes and I got interrupted with a phone call, but compressor at 3, the mic gain is 3/4 scale, and the equalizer is on a 3.
Mic gain is whatever it needs to be to get your ALC moving at mid-scale to 2/3. The thing that you want to concentrate on is getting your ALC meter to be registering mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain control. Roger.
Scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain control. Roger.
Okay, mid to 2/3. Okay, I got the notes. I'll do this, when I can figure out how to do it. Thank you for the info, and then there's a net coming up.
Roger, Roger, 73, sir. Have a good afternoon and a great weekend. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. Got about 5 minutes to 5. We turn into a pumpkin, I recall now. Yes, at 5 o'clock we turn into a pumpkin. So if you have a radio you want to check out, just have enough time. This is KC9VKV listening.
Check out, just have enough time. This is KC9VKV listening.
OPR, WAA, OPR.
The OPR station. Come back slowly, phonetically, with your call sign, please.
Come back slowly, phonetically, with your call sign, please.
Whiskey America 8, Ontario Pacific Rome, WA8, OPR. I don't have your call sign quite right. Back to you.
Yes, sir, OPR. The call is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. Name is Jim, Juliet India Mike. We're located just across the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River right at Louisville, and this is the QSO-VLOG net. Roger?
Louisville, and this is the QSO-VLOG net. Roger?
Oh, yes, I remember, Jim. I think I've talked to you in the past. Very, very nice. I was a little bit vague there. Are you in Indiana? No, near Louisville. I'm a little bit goofed up there. We're running. I'd appreciate if you could give me a critical report. We're in Farmington, Michigan, near Detroit, and it was Terry, running an old Kenwood TS940, no compression, and homebrew brick amp, about 400 watts to 170-foot end fed. So back to you, Jim. Oh, you're 5x9 plus 10. Very happy here. KC9VKV, over.
Roger, OPR. To clarify, we are in Indiana, but we are just across the river from Louisville, Kentucky. So we are on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger, Roger?
On the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger, Roger?
Oh, I got it, Jim. Very, very good. Like I said before, you got a terrific signal. And did you copy my old rigs I'm running over?
Yes, sir, the TS940. I would suggest, now, part of our tune-up procedure is to engage that compressor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do for our setup procedure. Roger?
Exactly what we needed to do for our setup procedure. Roger?
Yes, okay, I'm going to have to adjust it here. Probably have too much compression, so I will turn it on. 2. Oh, that's too much. 2. That's probably too much compression, Jim, but back to you.
Yeah, Terry, I didn't realize you were fighting so much noise. I could hear you running a gate, but I didn't know you you were running that much noise. So forget the compressor. You'll never make that work with that much background noise. Roger?
Work with that much background noise. Roger?
Oh, I know. I got fans running and things of that nature. But let's just put it this way. Is the audio acceptable? Back to you, Jim.
Yes, sir. Good curve. Now, we could play around with the ALC. That's one of the things about our tune-up procedure that really gives us that 3 dB dynamic range, and that is that we run that ALC meter mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain control. So whatever your procedure is there for striking balance with that noise gate, we want that noise gate in there, and then as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your mic gain until your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3.
Mic gain until your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, well, I'm far exceeding ALC, so hold on a minute here. How do I do that? Gosh, I forgot. I know how I do that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, now, okay. I hope that's about right. It looks okay on my meters, over.
Yes, sir. It looks good here. You are 3 dB dynamic range, which is exactly where you need to be. 3 dB dynamic range means that you're running an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation, whereas unprocessed audio has a 10 dB dynamic range with about a 30 dB, 30% average peak modulation. And your EQ curve looks really good. Roger?
Thank you, Jim. You're a great service to the amateur community. Do dearly appreciate it. You're still running 5x9 to over with the QSB. But before I leave you, if you could give me a signal report, I'd appreciate that too, Jim. Back to you.
Yes, sir. Now, I can't really give you an estimated reading because we run a fairly low RF in our receive front end to stay out of compression. We try to capture signals as flat as we can, so we don't want to add AGC receiver compression. But I can give you a reading of my VU meter because I have calibrated my VU meter at 0 level on your voice peaks, and when you cease speaking, what's left is noise. So the noise level is -10 from your 0 level of voice peaks, which is a very good signal.
From your 0 level of voice peaks, which is a very good signal.
Well, I hope you never get tired of doing this. I'm sure there are many stations that want to talk to you, so I want to hold you, Jim. KC9VKV, over.
Roger, Roger. I just lost my Milford PA SDR. I wonder, for better recording, if you could give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system.
Yes, sir. I'll be real quick. It's a 170-foot end-fed wire, about 50 foot up at the high point, fed at ground zero. There are no balance, no coax, no transformers, and it's fed directly to an old Heathkit SA2060A tuner, which can match it pretty well. And I use a counterpoise system, a couple hundred feet wrapped around the house, of wire on the earth, and four ground rods, 6-footers. I run 2 of them, one north-south, one east-west. Just about work any station. If I can hear them, I can work them anywhere around the world. KC9VKV, WAA, OPR.
Roger, Roger, OPR. All right, got a good recording on that last transmission for sure. So if you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 7/2/21, that will take you to this recording. Give us a couple of days to get it uploaded to YouTube. Roger?
Couple of days to get it uploaded to YouTube. Roger?
Thanks again, Jim. That too is a wonderful service that you provide. I shall do that and appreciate it. And well, have a good day and a good holiday, Jim. KC9VKV. Oh, by the way, before you run though, what are you running? 100 watts, 500, whatever. Oh, back to you.
Running a kilowatt on a TS990, 990 Yaesu. Older, about a 35-year-old radio, but pretty heavily modified, coming and going. It's down to 100 cycles, transmit and receive. So we can look on, when we have enough signal that we're on our local antenna, we, can really put that EQ right there. But when we have to use our SDRs, they do tend to roll off after about 300 cycles, 250, 300 cycles. So we just have to, kind of play it by ear. Well, it's all played by ear, but we do a lot better when we can copy the mail on our local receiver. Roger.
A lot better when we can copy the mail on our local receiver. Roger.
Oh, sure, Jim. I got it. Did you say a TS990 or?
It's a Yaesu 990, about 35-year-old radio.
90, about 35-year-old radio.
Wow. Well, that's what Rick is, about 35 years old also. Sounds very, very good. All right. 7-3, Jim. Thanks again. And back to you.
Roger, Roger, Terry, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. And with that, we conclude our Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. It's 5:05, and we've been turned into a pumpkin for the last 5 minutes, so we got to get out of here. We've enjoyed it. Hope you have. And if you participated and want to hear what your radio sounded like, if you go to YouTube, do that call letter search KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 7/2/21. That will take you directly to this recording. Now, if you just go to YouTube and do just the call letter, search KC9VKV, that would take you to our QSO-VLOG page, where we currently are featuring about 1,700 QSO-VLOG recordings. So you can compare a lot of different signals there and say, well, I like that signal, and I don't like that signal. I like his signal better than mine, or I like mine better than his. That's all about options, you know. So with 1,700 QSO-VLOG recordings, you have quite a bit to work on there. So with that, we'll say 73, and this is KC9VKV, returning the frequency to normal amateur radio use. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, clear.
Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, clear.